Welcome back to the Metal Hunter. My name is Luke. So, in the tradition of the new format, I thought I'd talk a little bit more about my collection. I've noticed a couple of other YouTubers, I guess I could call myself a YouTuber, do this, and I always thought it was really interesting to see prices of what people are willing to pay for certain records. So what I've done is I've put all of my records into Discogs and worked out what the most expensive records are, or what people have been willing to pay in the past. I'm doing a top 20 because it's a nice round number and I'm a nice round gentleman, so I might as well do it that way. I've specifically put it down to only metal genres, so metal, black metal, classic metal, death metal, shit like that, thrash metal. There's no hardcore in this list because I already spoke about hardcore earlier in the week. So if you're here for hardcore, sorry guys, switch off and I'll see you on the next one or whatever. I am called the Metal Hunter after all, so might as well talk about metal. I am just going to take a sip from my amazing Scream Bloody Gore water bottle that I got from the Metalhead box this month. Really stoked with that. The water actually tastes even more gory and bloody when drinking from this water bottle. All right, so try and make this as simple as possible, as quick as possible. They're mostly bands that a lot of people will know and be familiar with, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to include a list of songs that I enjoy off each album down below, so make sure that you go and check them out. Hopefully you'll find a new favorite band. Coming in at number 20, I'll also give you guys the amount that people have been the most amount that they've paid for these albums on vinyl, and I did my best to find the exact pressing that is on Discogs, so I'm pretty sure that these are pretty accurate, but I am a human and I get things wrong all the time, so hopefully I'm pretty close. The first one is Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind. I'll just pull it out of the plastic sleeve. I keep everything in plastic sleeves, as I've said before, because I am a grub. Now, this is the 1983. This one has a bit of damage to it because I've had it since the early 2000s. And the most that someone paid for this one, I'm just going to look around my camera, was $82.22. Now, I am speaking in Australian dollars. If you would like to look into how much that is in your own money, you'll have to Google that, I guess. $82 for an Iron Maiden record is pretty crazy, especially when you can get the represses for about $30. Okay. Next one is a death metal album. It's actually called Death Metal. It's by a band called Dismember from Sweden. This one is just a double gatefold black album, re-released on Back on Black. This one is from 2010. I believe the original album came out in 2007 from memory. 1997, 10 years off. And I think it was the last album that they did. They've recently gotten back together and they're doing some festivals in Europe and America, so hopefully we're going to get some love in Australia. This one is on a nice grey vinyl there. Now, this one was repressed by Back on Black. I don't know if you guys know much about Back on Black, but they have not had the greatest track records for their vinyl quality. The actual packaging is incredible. It looks beautiful, is amazing. The records themselves are quite heavy, but a lot of the stuff, I say heavy, I mean in weight, not in tone. The actual sound quality of the vinyl is not great. It sounds like they've taken a phone and put it next to a speaker that's playing the album and then pressed that onto vinyl. I've heard that they've gotten better, so I'm hoping that in the future, if I ever buy from them, which I might not, hopefully they'll have their game together. Someone who does have their game together is Relapse Records. Actually, forget that. This wasn't on Relapse Records at all. This is the only one that wasn't on Relapse Records. So this is Death Symbolic. Oh, hang on. Dismember. $87.45 they paid for it. I think I paid about $20 US when I was in the States. Anyway, moving right along. This is a train wreck already, but whatever. Death Symbolic. This is a 2014 Roadrunner Records / Metal Blade Records repress. I think it's just Metal Blade. I might just be talking out of my ass. Now, this is on a beautiful white vinyl. Sounds incredible. And someone paid $90.44 for it. So that's Australian dollars. So I think that works out to be probably around 60 or 70 US dollars, but I have no idea, so I'm just talking out of my ass. I fucking love Death. I've got everything from them on vinyl except for the live album, which I'm probably going to have to get soon, because I'm pretty sure that Relapse have done a repress. Now we're going to talk about Relapse. So Relapse have the licenses for 5 of their albums, 6 of their albums from memory. And this is definitely one of them. This album artwork was designed to be viewed on vinyl. Spiritual Healing. This one is the 2014 re-release. I'm reading these all off the actual vinyl because I can't remember numbers very well. From memory, I don't think there's anything very special about this pressing. Oh, actually, my memory doesn't serve me very well because it's a nice red vinyl. Now, someone paid $92.50, so that's still, I mean, it's all up around that $80, $90 mark. I don't find it that crazy to spend around $100 if you really, really, really love the album. Represses for $100, I don't know how I feel about that. First presses, yeah. So far, all of the albums that we've spoken about, other than Peace of Mind, have been represses. Peace of Mind was an 83 Australian press, I think. The next one is a band which I love. They're not like a lot like any of the other bands that I listen to, but I don't know what it is about this band that always draws me in. It's a band called Savatage. Now, this album is called Garda Ballet. It was released 87, 89. It's also got a little sticker on there that says promo use only, so I would imagine that this would have been for radio use only. Nothing special about this vinyl. It is just standard black version. Good old John. That's black. I actually have most of Savatage's albums. There's a few that I'm on the prowl for, but I'm not in a rush to really buy them. They don't often get listened to, Savatage, on vinyl. I generally listen to them in the car because I love driving really fast to them. I'll just take another sip of my spring bloody gore. Okay. All right, everyone, grab your pitchforks and jump into the comment section and tell me how these guys aren't metal. They did invent black metal after all. Ghost. So this album is called, what is it fucking called? Opus Eponymous. I just always call it the first album. So this is the gatefold. This isn't even a first press. This is the second press from Rise Above Records. Nothing special about it, just a black vinyl. Really good, high quality, 180 gram vinyl. This one says it's a limited edition, but I'm just not 100% sure. It's a 2011 press, and someone paid $96.20 for it. I can understand that. Like, a lot of people are getting into Ghost and stuff, and you know, the first album is definitely their best album. I do enjoy all of their stuff though, so I don't know. Trash me in the fucking comments if you have to. Okay, so hopefully this one will get me a little bit more metal cred. German Teutonic thrash metal band Destruction. This is a first press Infernal Overkill vinyl. This is a 1985 Steamhammer. Steamhammer. And this one came out from Germany. That's really cool. It's got a bit of like damage at the top, but it's so hard to keep these things clean. What I love about these older records is that they've always got like these slips on the inside, or sometimes they do, that transport you back to a time when everything was metal. That's just on black vinyl. It needs a bit of a clean. Shows that I don't listen to it that much. I do enjoy Destruction. I have seen them, I think, twice maybe. Once overseas and once at home. Yeah, they're a great band. I just don't know. I don't always grab for this one when I think of thrash. I often grab for Exodus and Metallica, because Metallica are one of my favorite bands. All right, another band that's quite divisive within the metal community. Jesus, that doesn't want to come out. Thunk. The Black Dahlia Murder. This album's called Everblack. From, oh shit, I didn't even tell you. Destruction, $98.65. Fuck, I'm really bad at this. Black Dahlia Murder, Everblack. It is the gatefold limited edition one that folds out like so. Fuck yeah. I think I've spoken about this album before on maybe one of my lists where I'm like, you should check them out. They are fairly consistent with their style. They stick to a pretty winning formula. That is the absolutely gorgeous purple vinyl. From memory, I think I got this from the States. Might have been secondhand while I was over there a couple of years back. Trevor is one of my favorite lyricists, one of my favorite vocalists. I love that is split. That's awesome. I love his enthusiasm for metal. I really appreciate that. If you haven't read his column called the Obituary, whatever the fuck it is, the Obituary Ist, you should go and check it out, because he talks about like all upcoming metal albums and things like that. So that album went for $98.65, so it's the same amount. And it looks like this one actually went for the same amount again. So it must be like some kind of like amount that people set. I don't know. This one I've owned for many, 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 many years. This is actually when I started collecting records again, probably like 8 years ago. Maybe 7 years ago, 8 years ago. A friend of mine was like, oh, I've got all these records and I don't really want them anymore. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm not buying records at the moment. And he's like, oh, no, I've just got one that I think you should have. And he gave it to me. And it was this one, Brutal Truth. Extreme demands, extreme conditions. Is it that way? Extreme conditions, extreme demand, extreme responses. Fuck. Not even close. I do like Brutal Truth. I tend to prefer... I've forgotten his name. But the bass player out of this band, he's in Stormtroopers of Death as well, and I tend to prefer them. This is nothing special, just earache, black pressing, double gatefold. Sounds amazing. I'm not a huge grindcore fan. I like certain bands. I like Rotten Sound, Big Destroyer. They have to be a lot more metallic for me to really get into them. But I do love Brutal Truth. Such a cool gatefold there. I'm sure that won't go that easily back into this slip, but let's just fucking... Oh, look at that. The sun is shining on Luke once again. All right. $98.65. Yeah, we already covered that. All right. Next one. I think I bought this one, I think it was around $30 or $40 a couple of years ago from a friend who was selling off a couple of his records. Anthrax, Fistful of Metal. It's got a bit of damage over the logo. This is a Megaforce Records pressing. It doesn't have the original insert, which is a shame, because I do like having them, especially for some of my favorite bands like Anthrax. Just a standard black pressing. Looks like it had a good workout while it was with the previous owner. It's a bit beat up, but you know, gives it a bit of life. It's got the original price tag on it. I don't know if you can see that, $14.99. Imagine a day when you could buy records for $14.99. That's inflation. Well, it's probably not, but anyway. Anthrax Fistful of Metal, $99.76. I can kind of get that. Early pressings of original thrash bands. It's a great album. I don't feel like they really came into themselves until later albums, but I do enjoy this one. See how the light changed in here? It's fucking bullshit windy outside. We've actually got a weather warning at the moment. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Okay, so let's have a quick look. Okay, so the next one is another repress. This one is Death Individual Thought Patterns. I bought this, I think it was 2015, 2017. Fuck yeah, I'm really good at these numbers, really good at these dates. Now, I am not one to buy picture discs, but when I was ordering, the splatter vinyl was sold out, and it was a toss up between the black and the picture disc, and the picture disc looked incredible. It also came with the actual sleeve, the actual cover, and I think it was only an extra $2 or something, $3, whatever, and it was more limited, so I grabbed that one. Now, I think it only cost me, I think it was about $50 with the record and maybe something else, and delivered to my house, maybe $60. And someone has paid $100.89 Australian dollars for a repress of Death. Of course, the originals, these ones, they go for a lot more. I'd love to have them in my collection one day, but they're not really a priority. I'm not super worried about pressings unless it comes from Back on Black, especially when they were having their troubles, because I want to be able to listen to the records. I'm not precious with them. You know, I keep them out. Like I grab them out and I listen to them and I look at the liner notes and shit like that. Like they're not vacuum sealed or anything like that. Okay, this is one of my favorite pressings of any of my records. The color on this is fucking delicious, mainly because it kind of looks like ice cream. Death, Scream Bloody Gore. Death, Scream Bloody Gore. I love Death. Okay, so this one is 2016. There we go. I'm just going to read them so then you can... Oh, wait, didn't I? I didn't... Oh, yeah, $100.89. I did do that one. Yeah, okay. This one is fucking gorgeous. Look at that. Absolutely. It's like a boysenberry ice cream. It sounds fucking ridiculous as well. It sounds so heavy, so thick, so gorgeous. It's also got the embossed logo on the front there. I love this album cover so much. Someone has paid $102.05, which, look, once again, Death are an amazing band, and a lot of people are only just coming to realize that. I think, there's a lot of people, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people out there that fucking love Death, but I think a lot of the people that are into, like, more modern death metal are starting to go back and realizing that the pinnacle of where, like, the progressive death metal came from. And although Death weren't necessarily the first band to really do it, I think that they were the first band to really perfect it. No disrespect to Cynic, because I know that they did Focus in '93, and that was an incredible album. But whatever. Yeah, so $102.05. This one should be in everyone's album vinyl collection. Even if you've only got 10 records, you should have this one in there. This is Black Sabbath Volume 4. Black Sabbath Volume 4. It's the Australian press gatefold. Just like that. I mean, if you don't know who Black Sabbath are, you probably should go and check them out immediately. Someone paid $104.23 for that one. I did not. I paid $25. The cover is beat up as shit, but the vinyl is gorgeous, crispy as. Once again, not really super precious with even with the classic bands. If it's a repress and I don't own it, I'll pick it up. And if it's the right price. This is an album that is in my. It was in my top 20 albums of all time. that I did when I originally started out this channel. It's still up there. It's still one of those albums that I can put on start to finish, sing every lyric, know every riff, know every drum beat. And I was fortunate enough to actually see the Cavalera brothers do most of this album live when they did the Beneath the Arise tour, I think it was. So this one is actually a Cargo Records repress from 1997. It's the remastered version, and it's got like some extra tracks. So it's got Orgasmatron, Desperate Cry is a Scott Burns mix, and CIU. Now this is a double record in the same sleeve, which I'm not always a fan of, but look, it's a very high quality cardboard, so it's good. Nice, beautiful black. Probably needs a bit of a clean. It is one of my favorite albums, but for some reason I never grab it to listen to it on vinyl. I've listened to it a couple of times and it sounds fucking amazing, but for some reason, I don't know. For some reason I might fucking go back in. It's not necessarily always what I grab for. Alright, fuck me. So $108.12 someone paid for that. I have a memory of spending maybe 20 or 30 bucks from a friend who was selling off some of these records. Okay, this is my favorite band, but my least favorite album from them. At least from their more modern era. Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. This is the Atco 1990 release. This one was sold for $134.55. I think I paid 40 or 50 bucks. Nice, clean, beautiful vinyl. I'd love to get the repress of this. I'd really like to get most of their albums on vinyl. I just never get a chance to get around to it. I've only got this one and Reinventing the Steel. I'm focusing on my record collection now with my spare cash that I've got. So I'll be buying a lot more vinyl as opposed to CDs, tapes, or anything like that, and shirts. I've got so many shirts now, so I'm going to slow down with those. Probably for a little while. So someone paid, $134.55. Okay, so we're down to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Down to the last 5, so I won't take too much of your time, and you guys can fuck off and do whatever it is that you do with your time. Okay, so the most frequent band on this list, Death. This is my favorite album by them. It is a Back on Black repress. Someone paid $137.29. It doesn't sound great. Sorry to that person. You should have waited for the Relapse repress. Look, the one a couple of redeeming qualities. It looks gorgeous. It looks amazing. It is on like a really high quality, thick cardboard. The pressing of the vinyl is fucking delightful. That is amazing. I paid $50 Australian for this one from Beat Disc Records in Parramatta, which is a suburb of Sydney. I happened to be going there for a work thing for a couple of days, and I was like, oh, there's a record store down the way. Popped in there, saw it, shit in my little panties, and bought it. Death Human. I am actually, once I get around to ordering from Relapse, I am going to order the repress as well. So I've got a copy of that. That's more of a listenable for the collection. Okay, so this one is another album that I absolutely fucking adore. The only reason that I own it on vinyl is, well, it's a Back on Black one. Again, sounds terrible, looks great. Metal Blade have since re-released this, so I should probably get on that. It's Cannibal Corpse, Tomb of the Mutilated. Nice gatefold there. Now you know that it's a repress because it's got the new logo. This one's on a really nice vinyl. I think it's like a cherry kind of, yeah, it's purple. Now someone paid $146.52. Damn, that's a lot of money. Metal Blade have since repressed the... Fuck me, get in there. Metal Blade have since repressed the album onto a high quality, I think straight from tapes press. So don't go for the older back on black presses. Probably shit talking those guys too much. They definitely have picked up their game, so I do apologize if I sound like I'm bitter. Fortunately, I think I only paid $20 for this one, so I'm not bummed out. Okay, this one is the one and only EP that's in here. But I had to include this one because it was in the top 3. So this is a doom stoner metal band, Bongzilla. So this EP, what's it called? Methods for Methods for attaining extreme altitudes. What do you think they sing about? The actual record looks like a weed bag, and the vinyl is delightful. I think I paid $10 for this, maybe, but it looks really gorgeous. It sounds really good. I do enjoy Bongzilla. I think that they're a really really cool sludgy band. Some absolute legend paid $147.99. The cheapest that you can get this one for on Discogs, or the cheapest that anyone's paid for it, is $66. There's fucking 3 tracks on it. Unbelievable. Wish I had a lot of copies of that. I'd sell it and then fucking retire. Okay. We're down to the last 2, and the same band actually holds both positions. These are recent acquisitions, I guess you'd say, to my collection. I was beyond stoked to get these, and I actually didn't pay for them. I think I've traded like 12 or 13 of like my records, just like hardcore records that I didn't listen to, hardcore and punk and metalcore and stuff like that, that were just collecting dust, and I took them into a record store in Wallsend called Hiss and Crackle, and I traded them, and I got these 2 and an Annihilator record, and I think I gave him $10. Celtic Frost to Megatherion. Now this is the 1985 German press. Original liners. Noise label. A bit of a scuff mark on the front, like a little bit of, it looks like maybe there was a hype sticker on there and someone tried to take it off. I'm going to see if there's a way that I can clean that up a little bit. I'm not sure. If anyone knows anything, just let me know down in the comments. Gorgeous gatefold. Tom G. Warrior looking like an absolute fucking hero. Alright, so I guess I've already given away what the first one will be, because this is usually the top of people's lists if they've got it in their collection. Okay, so this one actually still has the hype sticker on it as well. Celtic Frost, Morbid Tales. Tom G. Warrior looking a little bit more metal. Now this is the Metal Blade Records pressing. I'm just going to keep it in there so you can see that. So just to clarify as well, the other Celtic Frost record went for $269.39, and this one is $347.80. Absolutely fucking crazy. I don't know. I would never spend that much on a single record. I'd buy like a box set or something like that. The beautiful, smells good. Beautiful thing about the Celtic Frost album, the Morbid Tales, or the EP, I should say, it does have the original order sheet in it, and the original poster, or the lyric poster, I should say, which is that one there. Absolutely fucking gorgeous. So, if I was to sell all of these, which I never would, for their maximum price, I would get $2,539.55 because every cent counts. Which is, look, it's music to me. It's not something that I buy so that I can resell or anything like that. I'm not a flipper. I'm just someone who enjoys metal. Yeah, it was just an interesting thing. I saw Scourge of Vinyl do it a little while ago, and I thought that's a really fucking cool idea. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for spending your time with me, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Follow me on the Instagram. You get to see all the records that I buy. I just bought a couple of really sick records, so come follow me on there. All right, thanks a lot for all the love. Thanks for the comments and all that kind of shit, and I'll see you next time. Bye.